Hey guys, it's Deanna from Gardens Glory, Zone 6A. And as you can see, I am not in my garden. I am at a garden in my town, and it is one of my favorites. I did a video of this for winter interest. I felt like this bed really had a lot going on for winter interest and like encouraged me to really leave some things standing over the winter so that I do have a little bit more winter interest. But look at this right off the bat. That yellow baptisia is so pretty. That one is probably a little less far along as mine. I will tell you, I'm doing this on my iPad because me, being the genius that I am, washed my phone in the laundry. So I was gonna wash my couch cover because my dog had made it so disgusting. And I picked the whole thing up, threw it in the laundry, couldn't find my phone. Phone went through the laundry. So needless to say, my cameras all are full of moisture and everything is very, very blurry. So this is another baptisia that's gone out of bloom, but I want to show you something. This is a seed pod, and well, actually, that is an old flower that may turn into a seed pod, but that's what the seed pods look like, is this dark color. But I just want to take a step back and kind of show you. Look at the salvias. Look at the purple smoke bush. Look at the that big tall one right there is a bald cypress. And I love how the smoke bush are blooming. Mine probably won't ever bloom because I'm not just going to let them go crazy like that. But so this bald cypress will actually lose all of its needles. So it does have structure in the winter, but it's not an evergreen. So let's see what else is going on in here. These are a perennial allium, probably millennium, that haven't gone off yet. They have not. Doesn't look like they're setting blooms yet. Look at this pretty tick seed or coreopsis. That's going to be yellow up with that purple, which is really neat. They do have some grasses in there that I'm not familiar with. Those are kind of a neat filler, but I feel like, you got to really kind of keep that stuff under control or it'll get messy. So back here we have a betony, which is actually, believe it or not, I was like shocked when I found this out. This is actually in the lamb's ear family. And this is going to give us some really pretty, really pretty purple blooms. Looks like this might be a, oh boy. Ooh, look at that bee. If you can see in there. See him? I'm thinking this might be a, oh gosh, I'll put it up. Okay, we have more grasses. And I'm pretty sure these are Carl Forsters. Carl Forsters are kind of nice because they stay in a nice clump. They don't get really wide and take over. It looks like we have hydrangea in here. Of course, it's not blooming yet, so I don't have an idea which one. Look at this. There's a goat's beard, or yeah, I think it's goat's beard in here. And I'm actually in the process of ordering some of that right now. I guess it does pretty well in the shade. And then here is an Amsonia. Looks like it's just starting to bloom. Look how pretty that is. I've been kind of thinking about that one too. And it looks like this entire, yeah, so see, this is kind of blending into the Amsonia, but look how big that is. Wow. Okay. Look at this right here. This looks like more of a kind of like a wild sunflower. Get back this way, get out of here. Okay, so now down here we have some Nepeta that, at least I think that's what it is. That's what it looks like, but it's not blooming yet, so maybe not. Let me see if I can. Okay, it smells. I think it is a Nepeta and just not blooming yet. Let's see, let me back up a little so you can see better. Sorry. All right, I'm really hoping you can see with this. Looks kind of blurry to me. I will say, it does look blurry. Oh boy. We are having smoke from Canada, so maybe that's what that is. This beautiful blue spruce. And this guy, I'm really excited about. So I saw this on campus and I was like, oh, what is that? Because it was on, you see how it's kind of wilted? Well, on campus, it was under full shade and blooming. So I actually have that in my backyard now. Sorry, I stopped so I could wipe off my camera. I wanted to show you these blooms. How beautiful that is. Wish I could think of what that is. I'm gonna go around the corner and give you kind of a long shot of this. There's this bush I was talking about. So it does, obviously it can handle, I guess, some sun, but it also does really well in full shade and still blooms. Look at that. It's kind of wild looking, but also kind of controlled. I like the salvia and the coreopsis mixed together. Never had much luck with the coreopsis. It would just come up like one skinny little, like this. It would just come up one skinny little thing at a time. But look at how this is. That's all coreopsis. I believe it's called threadleaf. Not sure. And I love how tiny these little balls of catmint are. They definitely smelled like mint. So here's what we have. If you look down this row, okay? This, I just think it's the prettiest view. So you have the probably Millennium Allium, then you have the catmint, then you have the coreopsis, then you have the smoke bush, and then you have the bald cypress. And that one I was talking about that blooms in the shade is called a bottle brush. Hold on, sorry, waiting for the cards. Bottle brush buckeye. But look at all the salvia. So pretty. They take really good care of this too, really, for it being a, just a city bed. I would love to know who designed this, because to me, this is one of the more interesting beds in town. I like how they've repeated the plants, the colors. I like how the smoke bush are just kind of let to go wild so they can bloom. Color on them is just amazing. Yeah, they really have done a good job of kind of repeating the same things over and over. There's also, let's see, I'm trying to see if there's anything I haven't identified yet. So there's another hydrangea right there, and again, it's not blooming, so I can't tell. It is just starting to bud up. It does look like a panicle hydrangea. My guess would be limelight. And as far as this goes, I'm guessing either the Amsonia is either like a storm cloud or string theory. Here, see how huge that bottle brush buckeye gets? And they will have bottle brush blooms. It's pretty cool. And I put one of those at the back of my bed. Oh, I know what this is. Okay, so excited. This is actually a regular Joe Pye weed, because I have the baby Joe Pye weed, and that's what mine's looking like. Look at the nice form on this. I like how tall, how sturdy, and the blooms are really pretty. Oh, look. We do have some alliums that are getting ready. That's kind of cool. And let's see, what else is this? This looks like another goat's beard. Look how pretty and airy that is. I also had that in, I have that in a basket right now of some perennials and shrubs to buy. And look, we have our first little coneflower is here to the party. Ooh, not sure what this is. Look at the color on that. I think it's a viburnum. Isn't that pretty? The color on the leaves. I like that. Look how pretty that is. Nice. More smoke bush, the color, my goodness. And then look at these blooms close up. If you've never seen one close up, this is, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. Look at that. Isn't that not so cool? I would love to know how many people are driving by that probably know me and they're like, what is she doing? Oh, we have a purple back in there, a purple baptisia. That's pretty. I don't know what, so that's another Joe Pye weed, but I don't know what this is. To me, that kind of looks like a weed, and it may be. All right, so I'm gonna back up and give you the view from this angle. I hope I can give you a good long shot of this without getting hit by a car. All right, let's walk back this way. So I think the takeaways from this is how they have done, you know, their height in the back and how they have, you know, layered this so well in going from the high stuff in the back to, you know, the shorter stuff in the front. And then I think also the takeaway from this is the mixes of colors. So you got your beautiful blue spruce back there mixed with your burgundy, and that's kind of, I think I've talked about that many times, and that's just where I feel like you get such a great garden, is when you have your blue in your leaf structure, your burgundy in your leaf structure, your green, and your yellow or like a lime. Say the only thing this is really missing, they don't really have a lot of really strong blues, but I'll tell you what, when this is all blooming, amazing. Oh, I see one more plant that we missed identifying, and it's right here. This is a probably a, I don't know, black onyx maybe, penstemon. That's really pretty. I like that. I have some of that, but that's another thing that has just kind of just grown like onesies and twosies around. It's not a big show. And it's also repeated, or not repeated, sorry, reverted back to the color of green instead of being black anymore. Alright, so I'm going to go down here and try to give you a long shot from down here so you can see it one more time and hopefully I can get a good shot for you. Alright, let me turn around. Alright, you guys, I hope this inspired you. I mean, maybe not the greatest garden you've ever seen, but I think for a town garden, I think it's pretty inspirational. Sorry about the cars. I'll talk to you later, you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.